Up early this morning to get more of the ingredients I need to make my pinto beans, and I'm going to make something called aso bosco. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. Good morning. Thanks for today and every day. It certainly is beautiful. Hope it is for you too. Bosco is really veal shank, but this is premium black Angus beef shanks that I'm going to do a stew with vegetables. I got the shank seasoned, and then I'm going to add some carrots, some garlic, some red onion, some celery, some white onion, and probably some parsley and other things. I'm going to let the shanks braise in some olive oil about 5 to 7 minutes and then add to the crock pot. I need to get this on bio before noon because it's got to go for 6 hours. Nice and browned. Some more chickpea salad last night, and this time I added fresh organic spinach and feta cheese. Yum. So this is my protein to start the day. There they are, laid out in the crock pot, and I just want you to look at this middle part here. That is delicious bone marrow, which I don't want to overcook. Us old folks knew about bone marrow for some time and the benefits to one's health when you eat it, and more recently people are starting to focus on what was old is now new again. So sauteing the red onion, I already put in the garlic and the white onion, and then when that starts to chop up some fresh bay leaf, some marjoram, some parsley, and lay on top some rosemary, and then add some bouillon to the mix. The herbs have been added, and now I'm going to put on the bouillon. They say beef bouillon, but why? I just did vegetable bouillon. Got enough beef in that. I don't think that the beef has enough beef in it, and I don't need any additional beef with some bouillon. So yeah, vegetable. I got a crease on my forehead from my sleeping cap. Yikes. The kitchen is a mess. I might need to have a break before clean up. Okay, so we're going to set this for 6 hours on slow. Otherwise it'll be tough. Yeah, off to Harvard we go. The first night there will be a dinner. The second night an evening boat ride in the harbor. And then the last day a barbecue. Did you all notice that I did my eyebrows? I'm not going to do it like that again. I think it's like too much for me. Just trying out stuff today. Hey, is that like a little bit better? Not much. I'm never bored, you know. I always have stuff to do. So I'm going to start. I decided to just continue and get these pinto beans started. They're my favorite. I usually make Daniel's favorite. So I'm just going to make a bunch of food so I don't have to worry about cooking. And then actually when we come back Sunday evening, if we're hungry, we'll have some leftovers we can eat. These pinto beans are going to be strictly vegetarian. In fact, I'm going to add in some fresh spinach when I cut it off. And so voila, that's a meal in and of itself. Let Let it boil up and then a slow simmer. I'll add some additional herbs and spices as it moves along. Turned off the flame. This fresh spinach will wilt, but this dish is done and it tastes delicious. Farmers Direct organic baby spinach. This is what I added to the beans. USDA. The shank stew is halfway done. I'm going to see if it separates from the bone, because if it does, I'm going to remove the marrow because I don't want it to melt. I want to be able to eat it. One is starting to separate. The other two are holding firm, so I'll check in another hour, see what's going on with it. How easily the bone marrow separated from the meat, which seems really tender. I'm supposed to let it cook for 2 more hours. Got the 3 bone marrow separated out. When the dish is done, I'll put it back in the pot so it can stay warm, and then I'll serve it alongside some of the beef shank. Voila! Beef shank stew that cuts like butter, asparagus with a little rice, and that bone marrow.